Well, I'm just going to leave it at that. You don't have to see my face.
Oh, why not? No problem. We'll wait a little bit because it's still early, but at least we know it's all working. So
All
we'll
right.
chat.
All right. I just want to get my book quickly.
No worries. Ainsley?
Yes.
Okay, so there's still a few people joining, so I think we'll wait another minute or so.
All right.
And then I'll let you know once we're ready to go. But that picture looks very inviting.
Oh.
Wish I
Great.
was there with those GMTs right now.
I'm actually going there onto that spot on Friday, so I'll send you
Nice.
pictures.
Where are you based?
I'm based in Cape Town.
Oh, are you? Okay. What's the
Yes.
weather like in Cape Town today?
It's much better. At least we are seeing some sun, so it's much better.
Oh, okay. Has it been quite chilly?
It's been very cold lately, yes. We've had 1 or 2 nice days, and then the rest of the days it's just cloudy and rainy and cold and quite depressing.
Oh, dear. Okay. No, we don't want any cold, horrible weather here in Joburg, please. The weather's nice here.
I can believe so.
So I think let's just wait 1 more minute.
Okay.
We're all very excited today, at least that the borders are opening. So
Oh, it's great. Yes.
now we just need to wait for the list of hotels, which destinations, which countries we can travel to, and they can come to us. So yeah, happy times.
Are you all still working from home, or are you back in the offices?
A lot of the agents are still working from home. Some are doing half-half. I'm doing half-half, so I'll have a few days in the office and then a few days at home.
Okay.
But I think, and we've got the res doing the same at the moment. But I do think 1 October will probably be pretty much back completely. But let's see.
All right, that's good news.
Yeah. Okay, there's still quite a few joining, so I think I'm just going to wait another minute.
Not a problem. You just let me know when to start, and then I'll go.
Stunning, thanks.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Johnson. How are you?
Hey.
How's Durban?
Durban is nice, beautiful weather today, Angela. It's very
good.
nice. Generally, we get the bloody wind, but today is beautiful.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear. Now, are you happy about the board? Are you happy about the borders opening?
Yes, we are. Angela, I'll be sending you an email later after our session. Tomorrow's session, the meander we won't be able to do.
Okay, no
all
problem.
All of Excel Ocean Air. So I would like you to send the copy to us.
Oh, sure, no problem. Okay, Johnson, thank you.
Yeah, because the whole lot of them, 26 of them won't be able to attend. So please, thanks.
All right, sure, no problem. Thank you. Okay, Enslin, it looks like I think we've got everybody in at the moment. If there's any more, they can join. So you're welcome to introduce yourself and take us through this beautiful property. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Angela. Good morning to everybody, and thank you very much for the time that you've given us to present 8 Bells Mountain Inn. Firstly, I'd just like to give you a background of who I am. Firstly, I am the owner and director of a company called A&E Marketing Southern Africa. So I do marketing for privately owned, owner-run, owner-managed properties throughout South Africa. Which 8 Bells Mountain is actually one of the properties that I do represent. So Billy, the general manager there, actually contacted me and asked me to do the presentation for you guys. Seeing that I travel with the owner of 8 Bells Mountain internationally quite often, I know his presentations. So I know the property quite well because we have a very, very close relationship with each other as well. Let me just go through here. Hold on quickly, it's not moving.
You can always just go out of it and go back in again. Sometimes it does that.
Okay, just hold on. Do that. Right. So firstly, what I do at A&E, we do 3-star, 4-star, 5-star properties. And like I mentioned to you, all 8 Bells Mountain Inn, which is one of our properties on one of our portfolios. I'm not going to waste too much time about A&E because this presentation is for 8 Bells. But firstly, 8 Bells Mountain Inn is a 4-star English-styled mountain resort set on a 400-acre estate. It's on the foot of the Robertson Pass in the Reiterbos Valley region in the Garden Route. It's 35 kilometers from Mossel Bay and 50 kilometers over the Robertson Pass on the R328 to get to Oudtshoorn. It's established about 80 years ago, and this is an extremely charming inn. It's renowned for its friendly hospitality and absolutely great service as well. More than 60% of the guests are return visitors. The staff is probably one of the biggest assets of 8 Bells Mountain Inn, where 2 families are already working there for over 30 years and in their 4th generation as well. So it's quite a friendly and a very nice environment to be around and with the staff on the property, because they take pride in 8 Bells Mountain Inn as well. Right, so 8 Bells Mountain Inn consists out of 4 different room types. They've got 25 rooms altogether on the property in 4 different styles. Now, the first room types I'm going to show you is actually the pool terrace. Now, they've got 7 rooms altogether at the pool terrace, where 4 of those rooms are actually family units. They overlook the pool area and also they have beautiful views over the mountains as well. And they're beautifully catered in front of the pool as well. And inside the rooms are actually quite neat. And they have just been redone. So the majority of the rooms that you will be seeing today are actually new images, and some of them are old, but the whole property has been renovated. So it is actually up to date. It's basic rooms inside can change from queen size, singles, kings, depending on what your clients need. And then also the family rooms are interleading doors, but the family rooms, the kids will have their own ensuite and the parents their own ensuite as well. All the bathrooms on the property has also been renovated. It used to be, because the property, I mean, it's been established 80 years ago. The property, of course, over the years started getting a little bit old, but they've renovated the whole property, the bathrooms, the rooms, everything around it as well. Then the next room type that you get in the next area is the Rose Court. Now the Rose Court has got 6 rooms altogether. They've got 2 family units overlooking the garden areas of 8 Bells Mountain Inn. That's why the name is Rose Court in this area. All of the rooms are en suites as well. As I mentioned to you, they've got 2 family units. As you can see, all those single beds can convert into king size beds. And then it's also got the amenities inside that you would need with your teas, your coffees, the waters, all of that in there as well. As I mentioned, the ensuite bathrooms, as you can see, they are all newly done. And our next room style that we get is Palm Court. Now, the name Palm Court, of course, comes from this palm tree that you can see in the center. All the rooms are overlooking double-sided, so they look onto the garden side of the property to this palm tree you can see, and on the other side of that building, it's all mountain views and beautiful scenery on the other side. They've got 6 rooms altogether in Palm Court. Only one of these units is a family unit. And as I mentioned to you, they're big, or the Palm Court, they're big and spacious rooms for the guys that need a little bit of space. They are also equipped for the disabled. So they're wheelchair friendly, these rooms as well. And the bathrooms are also equipped for the disabled as well in Palm Court. But as I mentioned to you, they've got beautiful views from both sides, the gardens and the mountains. The bathrooms have been all newly done as well, newly renovated. And each and every single room is an ensuite bathroom as well. You can see it's nice, big and spacious with actually the majority of these, I think it's about 4 rooms of the Palm Courts that has their own little sunroom in the front as you enter. So it is a nice like little apartment that you kind of walk into. Then we've got the Swiss Village. Now, the Swiss Village was actually inspired by the previous owner that actually lived in Switzerland for just a little bit, for over about 6 years, came back and actually built the Swiss Village on the property itself. Now, they've got 6 log cabins. One of these log cabins is actually a family unit. But the Swiss Village overlooks each and every single room. It's got beautiful views of the Outeniqua Mountains in front, the farm style. There's uninterrupted views. You don't see any houses, anything else from this property or from the rooms. But it's a proper log cabin inside. They've got underfloor heating. They proper look like one of those ski resort log cabins that you get up in the mountains in Switzerland as well. Yeah, so it's beautiful views from this property as well. In some of the facilities they've got on the property, they've got the pool, which is actually quite an interesting pool. Now, the pool is actually shaped in a bell. So they've got the big part of the pool, which is actually fenced, so no kids can get in there without their parents' supervision. They've actually got that big pool for the adults, and then right at the bottom on this picture, if you look very closely, you'll see a little shaped pool where that's actually the clock side, where it's actually a little splash pool for the kids. So that is for the family friendliness of 8 Bells Mountain. They've got that little pool for the kids as well. They've got beautiful hiking trails, of course, on the 400 acres with different routes that people can take, going through the valleys to the little rivers, up the mountain. So there's lots of hiking trails in that area. And of course, with the nice forestry in that side as well, it's always beautiful, beautiful views in that area. They've got tennis courts on site as well. They've got 2 tennis courts. Now, one thing before I go further with the facilities and the activities they've got, each and every single activity on 8 Bells Mountain is free of charge. So people can pick up the tennis rackets, tennis balls, squash rackets, squash balls, whatever they want, free of charge. There's no deposits, nothing that needs to be paid. This is open to each and every single guest that stays at 8 Bells Mountain Inn. Now, as mentioned, they've got two tennis courts. They've also got 1 squash court on site, so people can do that for the active people. They've got a bowling green, which is kept up to standard on that area. I don't know if there's any people that are going to do the bowls, but the balls and everything are available at the reception area as well. And then they've got the horse riding and horse feeding on the property as well. All the horses are tamed and they are being taken out every single day. So they are very tame. So for the beginners that want to go do a little bit of horse riding, it is available on the property as well. And of course, when you do the hiking and all of that, that is just a view of the property from up top, which is still part of the acreage that we've got. That is just a view from 8 Bells from the top of one of the lookout points that you get. And that you can see is nice, big and spacious area as well. And of course, for the little bit more active people, this is a great property to use. And for families that just want to escape to nature, it's a great property for them as well. And for kids, as mentioned to you earlier, it is a family-friendly property. So they've got the playgrounds and all of that for kids as well. And then for the parents that just want to escape away for maybe just a few hours, they do have a daycare center as well. Of course, they've got 2 ladies that are in this daycare center that take care of the kids, do some activities with them, and just to keep them busy so the parents can actually go for a nice bite to eat, for instance, in the Oak Room restaurant, or on the Oak Room restaurant terrace, so to have a nice drink or a sundown or something, so the kids can be entertained while the parents do their own thing. Should they want to go do some activities, play squash, play some tennis on their own, it is available for them to have a little bit of free time. Also have a beautiful lounge on site where people can go and read a book. It's got beautiful fireplaces, of course. In the winter, it can get quite chilly on the foot of the Outeniqua Mountains there by the Robertson Pass. So it's a nice lounge with beautiful fireplaces where people can sit and relax, read a book, or just engage in some conversation. So this is part of the main building, the lounge area, where the restaurant, the Oak Room restaurant, and the lounge on site as well. Also have in the main building a billiards room. So with a proper billiards table. So for some of the men and some of the ladies that are interested in that and just keeping active, with this, they can always do that. And of course, which is quite convenient, it's right next to the bar. So the Bosun's bar is actually right next to the billiards room. So it is a nice place for some drinks and some billiards to be played, and for that type of activity. The gentleman you can actually see in this picture has been working for 8 Bells Mountain Inn now for the last 30 years. So he's part of one of the families that's in their 4th generation already. So yeah, that's just a little interesting fact there. But in any case, right. And we welcome you to 8 Bells Mountain Inn. The gentleman you can actually see in this picture is Rene Bongas. He's the owner of 8 Bells Mountain Inn. But all in all, 8 Bells Mountain Inn is a beautiful family breakaway. It's situated quite central, so for the people that want to be based in one spot, it's close to Mossel Bay, like I mentioned. It's 35 kilometers. For the people that want to do the boat rides, the zip lining, the shark cage diving, all of that, they could do that from 8 Bells Mountain into Mossel Bay, and also over the mountain to get to Oudtshoorn, to go to the Kango Caves, the ostrich farms, to go on game drives, to do various activities in the Oudtshoorn area. They can do that from 8 Bells Mountain Inn, to be stationed there. And also for guys that want to play golf. I mean, it's a close drive to get to Pinnacle Point or Mossel Bay Golf Club, to get to Fancourt, to get to Kingswood Golf Club in George area. So it's a nice base for people to stay and just enjoy the nature, and not in that hustle bustle in the cities and all of that as well. Right, then just a little bit of a brag sheet about 8 Bells Mountain Inn. They've been voted #1 hotel in Mossel Bay, in the Mossel Bay area for the past 5 years, based on TripAdvisor reviews. They've got the Traveler's Choice Award in 2015, 2016, 2017, and 2018. They got the Certificate of Excellence, of course, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, and 2018. And because of that, they've been placed in the Hall of Fame, because they've got 5 consecutive years. Award of Excellence by Booking.com, Best Value Establishment, Accommodation Direct, and then also Business of the Year from the Mossel Bay Business Chamber in 2016. Right, so that is just briefly about 8 Bells Mountain Inn that I can tell you and that I can show you. The best experience that you would get is actually visiting it yourself, or just getting reviews back from your clients. It is a phenomenal property to use. And of course, with our pandemic that is actually going on, and the protocols that is actually needs to be put in place, 8 Bells Mountain Inn is actually the perfect property to use when it comes to social distancing. First of all, it's big, it's open spaces, there's no lifts, there's no narrow hallway corridors that people have to pass by closely. So for social distancing, this is actually a perfect property to use. Of course, they've got all the protocols in place as well, where they have trained their staff, the health and safety of it as well. They've done the hygiene training for protection for the staff, which with regards to the guests. They've got a full disclosure and transparency at all time. Screening of temperature and monitoring as well. The social interaction on the property is kept very it's kept very far apart as well. Also the restaurant on site, they have managed to space the tables out, so there's social distancing involved there. They don't do any buffets. The menus are being sanitized constantly. And then also they've also added an in-room service, so people that do not want to go sit at the restaurant, they do have room service available, which is also done at a very high standard and also sanitized and worked carefully with. So the protocols are all in place for 8 Bells Mountain Inn to actually receive guests who actually need that, who's actually quite wary of all of these things about COVID-19. If you need a document in the sense where you want all the protocols, we can always forward that through to you. That's not a problem. Just to show you exactly how they do everything. We can send all that information through to you. If you need more information on 8 Bells Mountain, if you want any more info, if you need more images, if you want anything more, you can always contact myself or you can contact Billy and we can send all of those information through to you. But yes, so this is 8 Bells Mountain Inn, and I know it was short and brief, but I hope I got through enough of it for you just so you can understand what 8 Bells Mountain Inn is all about. Great.
Thank you, Ensslin. That was great. Gave us a good overview, and it looks like a beautiful property.
Yes.
Can I just check if, and I know you're not sitting near the beach or anything, but if somebody were to want to go down to the beach in Mossel Bay, how far would it be?
It's 35 kilometers.
35 kilometers. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, nice. All right. Does anybody else have any questions for Ensslin? Okay, no, everyone's quiet. Looks like you covered everything.
Just Angela,
Beautiful
what we usually do, what I usually do in meetings like this, if people have any questions afterwards, I mean, sometimes people think about it afterwards. If they have any questions, they can always send it through to you, and you can just put it on one mail and send it through to us. It makes it much easier to then send it through to you, as well as whatever information they still need as well. We can always do that.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Right.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining today, and have a good Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks.